What if I told you that sin is much more than just breaking rules? More people think sin is only like murder, stealing, or lying. But according to the Bible, sin goes much deeper than that. So, what exactly is sin? And why does God take it so seriously? Let's talk about it. Sin is anything that goes against God's will. It's any thought, word, or action that disobeys God. 1 John 3:4 says, sin is lawlessness. In simple terms, sin is choosing our way instead of God's way. That could be obvious sins like lying, cheating, or stealing, but it can also be pride, jealousy, greed, hatred, lust, or unforgiveness. Sin starts in the heart before it shows up in our actions. One of the biggest mistakes people make is comparing themselves to others. They say, I'm not as bad as this other person, but that's not God's standards. God's standard is perfection. Romans 2:23 says, "For all have sinned and fall short of the glory of God." Every single person has sinned. The pastor, the atheist, the church member, the criminal, all of us. Nobody is exempt. Some people ask, why does God care so much about sin? Because sin separates us from Him. Imagine a perfect God and an imperfect human. Sin creates a barrier between us and God. It's the reason our world is full of pain, suffering, death, and brokenness. The Bible teaches that sin entered the world through Adam and Eve and has affected every person ever since. The story doesn't end with sin. God made us a way to be forgiven. That's why Jesus came. Jesus lived a perfect life, died on the cross for our sins, and rose again. When we trust in Him, our sins can be forgiven. Not because we're good enough, but because Jesus is. So, what is sin? Sin is choosing our way over God's way, and every one of us has sinned. But the good news is that Jesus offers forgiveness to anyone who comes to Him. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe to DRD Faith for more Bible content. And remember, sin is the problem. Jesus is the solution. Thank you for watching, and God bless.